Efrat, tell me about what your company does.
My company is in the field of intellectual property management. We provide intellectual property strategy and valuation services to companies with large IP portfolios that are interested in monetizing their and managing their intellectual property as a business asset.
So what type of clients, you might have a variety of clients out there. What are some type of your clients?
Okay, so I would break it into three types. The first would be large company with a lot of patents that have assets that they need to monetize. The other one would be law firms that are interested in damages, testimony and things around patent litigation. And the third one would be startups who have a strategic view of managing an IP portfolio early on as they're starting out. So that's basically it.
And is this area growing in the Bay Area? Talk about the growth of patents and litigation and everything else associated with patents.
Absolutely. So patent litigation, as everybody knows who's reading the paper, is a huge business. Patents in general are getting a lot of attention. There's been a lot of transactions recently, especially in the mobile market. What I'm seeing now in the Bay Area is that the awareness is getting more into the early stage. So both investors and startups are very interested in building strong IP portfolios. It's giving them a strategic advantage. It's also giving them assets that they can later sell or trade or extract more value from. And I'm actually teaching at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. It's a new class. So business schools are slowly adopting the IP management and strategy as a discipline that they are teaching, and we're very excited about doing that. And there's a lot of interest from the students and from the alumni as well.
Yeah, that is very exciting. Okay. So talk about some of the issues that arise in IP litigation, some of the issues that clients face.
Okay, so IP litigation really arises in industries where there is situations where either companies are coming in, like if we talk about the mobile market areas where there's a lot of existing or legacy IP holders, and then there's the new companies coming in that don't have enough IP. So it's used as a way to block competitors. It's also used in a way to weed out newcomers. But also what we're seeing now is the phenomenon of patent trolls, and that's what everybody talks about these days. These are non-practicing entities, so companies that are not making anything, they're just buying patents to sue other companies. So that's a phenomenon that's been actually on the agenda all the way up to the White House, and legislators are trying to fight that because that's really disruptive for business. So a lot of litigation you see now is by patent trolls. But having said that, another part of the litigation, like you see the Apple-Samsung mobile wars, everybody knows about that. Yeah, that's just a way to so what you're seeing is really a way to gain market share through a patent fight, and that's not always being very efficient. I mean, big companies can do that. Usually big companies cross-license each other, so you don't see a lot of that in other industries, more established industries. Like if you look at semiconductor, you see a lot of cross-licensing, which is a way to avoid litigation. But since the mobile market is so new, things are still being shaped now, like the tectonic plates, right? So eventually everybody predicts that maybe in a year or two, things will settle down and companies will cross-license. Actually, you're beginning to see cross-licensing happening. But until then, there's going to be much more litigation. If you look at the mobile market, it looks like a big spaghetti of, everybody suing each other. Yeah. And I mean, that's one example of an industry that is really mature. There's products in the market. There's a lot of money in the product. So it's a fertile ground for litigation. Some industries don't see a lot of litigation, like in clean tech, because there's not IP, just because there's no product in the market, so there's nothing to sue over. So it's an interesting area.
Thank you so much, Efrat. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.